I'm Shawn Morrissey, honored to be here. I just want to thank all of my colleagues here on the panel. I'm constantly amazed anytime someone is able to stand up and just share their story, oftentimes a story of trauma. And so I'm going to try to match that bravery myself. And my story isn't that much different from a lot of stories. You know, the first time I was sexually abused was at 8, and that was just a fact of life in my household. That went on for many, many years. And then later, you know, I spent almost 27 years addicted to substances, the majority of that time as an IV drug user and heroin addict, and became homeless, largely because of, you know, a lot of the systems that we're talking about not being in place to catch those issues before they turn to homelessness. You know, David said it, it's taken us 40 years to figure out that the solution to homelessness is an actual home, you know, and it's crazy that for the first 30 of those years, we didn't offer homeless services. We didn't offer homes as a part of what we were doing. You know, we made people jump through a whole bunch of hoops, and then we ended up calling them the homeless at the end of the day. So we reduced an entire group of people to this moniker, you know, where homelessness is really just a temporary event in someone's life, not a defining, you know, characteristic or personality trait. And language is so important, you know, and to just add to what everybody has shared, we've pathologized homelessness, you know, and we need to stop doing that. We're looking at people as the sum of a condition that they might be experiencing, and we've stopped looking at all of the broken systems and structures that have created a lot of the pathologies that we're looking at here. You know, homeless housing is a term that we use, and that's a misnomer. There's no such thing as homeless housing. The minute you sign a lease, you're no longer homeless. That's pathologizing. We need to stop that type of language and stop thinking about it in those ways. You know, David again said this, you know, service resistant. People aren't service resistant. Human beings aren't service resistant. They're not compliant. They're not non-compliant. Those are terms that we've created to describe systems that have not worked, you know, instead of bending the system to meet the needs of the individual, what we've done is made people jump through hoops to meet the requirements of the program. And you know, substance use and mental illness gets called out a lot as a root cause of homelessness, and I would say that those, again, aren't root causes. Those are symptoms of larger structural issues and failures. You know, it can be days, it can be weeks to months to get a detox or a treatment bed. I spent the last year of my homelessness trying to get into drug and alcohol treatment and just couldn't do it. Yep. It can take 3 months to get in front of a psychiatrist to get medication. These systems are continue to be broken. They're the same systems that created this problem, and they're the same ones that are perpetuating it today. I'm going to call out just just to look at the mental health system and the substance use treatment system. We talk a lot about kind of going back to this old model of forcing people to get help before they can kind of earn their way into housing, and that is the exact model that grew these numbers to
Yep.
what we're seeing today. And it also presumes that we have a model in place that can not only absorb those numbers but treat them effectively, and that just doesn't even exist. We don't have anything like that. So when we're talking about the help is there, if people would just avail themselves of it, they can get it. That's a lie. It's not true. The treatment system model is set up. It's extremely rigid. It basically punishes you for the very thing that qualified you to enter into it, and it's not set up to treat people with challenges and complexities of the type that we're seeing today. That whole system just needs to be reworked, and it needs to focus on what we've all been talking about, I think, tonight, just this idea that people experiencing homelessness are human beings. You know, Anne said it. We've been mistakenly blaming the people who are experiencing the problems as the ones who have created it. for those solutions that Mike Bonin talked about, we have to believe that the people that we're moving toward those solutions actually deserve to have that. And you know, as Kevin said, to be able to see people as the human beings they are, stop looking at them as a problem. NIMBYism is rampant. You know, I loved what you were saying, that we just have to figure out how to stop saying no, and we have to figure out how to stop saying yes, and we need start saying yes, and we need an array of models and services. The solutions have to be as flexible and as creative as are complex, the people who are experiencing the problem. Thank you.
Thank you, Shawn.